All right.
Okay, so we'd like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks live at 4 o'clock on Mondays. This is when we do demos and techniques. Sorry, I'm just turning the iron turned itself off. We've got a couple of demos to do today. We had a thread painting class this morning, and so I didn't have anybody to film to demo how to do the thread painting. So I'm going to show you guys right now. I've already started on this sunflower. So you can see what the sunflower looks like naturally without the thread painting. Of course, it's a Stephanie Brandenburg design, so it's gorgeous all on its own. But us as quilters, we like to embellish and, take it a step further. So you can see here, I've started with some black glamour, which is absolutely beautiful. Glamour, like we mentioned earlier today in the class, is going to be, I hate to unthread it to show you, but glamour's going to, oh my gosh, if that's one of you girls, wait till I'm done with this and then I'll answer it. So this is glamour. I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera because Roger keeps telling me to move back. It could be that he's got the camera in upside down. Your camera's upside down. Well, we had a disaster as we were setting it up. I broke the tripod. So this is glamour. You can see it's got a kind of a rainbow metallic in it and then a strand of black rayon. So it ends up being a 12 weight thread. So it's got just enough metallic to make it fun. Peggy, I'm glad it's not you calling because I would have to give you a little bit of a lecture. Okay. So this is what we're doing right here I don't know if you guys can see it very well on the screen. We've got the black glamour here, and then I've got a 12 weight variegated thread, reds and golds. And then over here, I was experimenting with some wool thread. So the wool thread is also a 12 weight. So you can see it's all one color and it kind of goes up here. I didn't know if I would like the wool because the wool does have a little bit of a hairy texture, but it's actually really nice on here. So the one thing about variegated thread that is not my favorite is that you can't control where the color is going to come out. So I probably would not have done that bright gold right across there, but that's just where it came out because you can't control it. So you're adding color and texture, but with the variegated threads, you just have to roll with it. If it really bugs me in the end, which I don't think it will because we've got pretty much golds and different colors kind of splattered throughout the flower petal. But if it really did bug me, I would just go in there with a black fabric marker and just make it darker or dark brown. So I'm going to show you some free motion stitching real quick, just so you guys know what I mean. And I start at the center of the flower always, because that's where in nature it's going to start growing from the center out. And I have no idea what, I just switched my threads like 10 times and didn't have a problem threading it once. And now that you guys are watching, of course, it's going to give me a little bit of a hassle. Okay. All right, let me see your comments real quick. Hey, Peggy and Christy and Carolyn and Joanne. Joanne, you missed the class this morning, girlfriend. Hey, Victor. But don't worry, Joanne, I recorded it, so I'll send you a link. Hi, Joyce and Cindy Gygax. Good. I'm glad you liked the class, Carolyn. Hey, Emily and Mary Lou. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Okay. Oops. I just turned it off. I should not do that because now I'm not going to be able to see the comments. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and I did not use a stabilizer behind it, but I did spray it probably 3 or 4 times this afternoon withTerial Magic. SoTerial Magic is like a best press, but on steroids. So it acts like a starch. It will make it stiff so you don't have to use a stabilizer. So on a littler project like this, I usually just spray it with the Material Magic so I don't have to worry about the stabilizer folding over on itself, or if it's a tearaway, you got to tear it all out. The Material Magic will wash out if you ever wash your project, but it stabilizes it for while you're stitching. A lot of embroiderers love Material Magic because it's a lot less expensive than their stabilizers. So I'm just going to start in here at the center. And then I'm going to, I always pull my bobbin thread up because I don't want that nest back there. And I have a free motion foot on, which I'll show you because I'm going to switch my foot to show you binding again, because I know how many times you guys like to watch every demo. You actually don't need the demo until you need it. So, and I know you don't like to go back and watch the old ones. So we always just do whatever we're working on in the shop. So I pulled up the bobbin thread and I'm just going to take it here. And I don't make any of them the same size. They're all just random shapes, but they come back to the center because they have to come out of the center. Okay, any questions on that? Let me see if I've got any questions. Hey June, how are you? Hi Linda. My volume's already down as much as it goes. Hey Julie, good to see you. Has anyone tried the new Best Press 2 that is supposed to be stiffer than the regular Best Press? Terracotta, we have not tried it personally. But we use the Material Magic. The gal who invented the Material Magic lives by us. But I would definitely give the Best Press a try. You'll probably get different flavor smells if you use the Best Press too. So does anybody need me to do a little bit more stitching for that, or do you guys get how to do the free motion? Okay. So then the other thing, I think you guys get that. It's pretty simple. You're just going to start at the center and then come out. The sunflower is pretty like crookedy linear lines. If it was more of a rounded flower petal, I might do a little bit more curvy, especially around the edges. More of a scribble stitch. So that is all that thread painting is. I know that a lot of you are afraid to even try thread painting because it just sounds overwhelming, but really it's just that simple scribble. And then you can trim your little threads and save them because you never know where you're going to want to throw them in. And then the other part that was kind of tricky on today's class is the wash away. So I took the fibers and I did a little bit bigger center because I'm doing a bigger sunflower than the sample. So I just have all my random fibers here. You can build it any which way you want. You can build it, you know, you could cut little pieces and chunks if you wanted. Like that was part of my sunflower already. So I'm just kind of spreading it out a little bit. I'm going to put the wash away on the other side of it so it's sandwiched inside of there, okay? I'm going to use a few little pins just to trap my fibers in there. These are pretty big pieces because it's a pretty big sunflower that it's going to go onto. A lot of times it's much smaller little pieces inside of here. So you really have to pin the edges very closely. So I'm just going to put this under here. I'm, of course, going to pull up my bobbin thread because I don't want a mess underneath it. And the only reason that I'm using the wash away is because I don't want to get my foot caught in all the fibers. So I'm just going to sew in a circular motion. Oops. And I broke my thread. Ooh, and it's stuck in there. So before the demo, I did a bunch of stitching just to make sure everything would run smoothly. It's really in there good. Okay. hopefully it all came out. So as you guys can see, thread painting is super simple. If you can scribble, which we all can, we can all do thread painting. The only thing that you need, my feed dogs are not down. I never put my machine because I like to have a little bit more control. Okay, let me see if I can see that little hole there to rethread it. Oh, just a second. I can see it's shredding up higher. So it could be, hang on a second. This is a party foul right here. Now you guys are all watching. I sewed with this Glamour for like 20 minutes before I went live, just to make sure I had the right needle in and all that good stuff. Okay, so I don't need to change my tension typically when I'm using the Glamour. It usually just works like every other thread. Okay, sometimes though, if you go too fast, you'll have issues. So that's probably my problem, is that I go too fast. Okay, I'm going to pull up my bobbin from the bottom so I don't have a nest. I know it's kind of redundant, but you always want to pull up your needle from the bottom, or your thread from the bobbin. Okay, and then and remember that when you're doing free motion, you're in control of your stitch lengths. So if you don't move your fabric very fast, you're going to have super big stitches. And then I can always just shove this little piece in as I'm stitching it onto my panel. And then if I get my threads caught in my foot, which does happen, you can always just clip it and keep sewing. I do a lot of just clipping it and keep sewing. So as you can see, it really is just a scribble stitch. And then I like the open toe free motion foot because I can see a little bit better with it. And you do have to stitch over your threads because otherwise, oops, I hear something's wrong in the bobbin. So that is basically what you guys are going to do. When you're not watching, it works much more smoothly. So that's what you girls are going to do. When you get it all stitched, I probably need to clean out the lint. As you guys know, usually when I do a demo, I need to clean the lint out. So that is what it's going to look like. You're going to take it over to the sink and you're going to wash away the wash away and then let it dry. You can put it between 2 paper towels, let it dry. When it's dry, then put it in the center of your sunflower. And okay, do we have any questions there? Uh-oh, it tuned me out. Okay, let me see if I can log you girls back on. I love this black Glamour thread. Okay, let's see. Oh, it wants me to sign all the way back in. Okay, where are the comments? Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. That Glamour thread is fabulous. If you guys haven't tried the Glamour, you need to get at least 1 spool so you can try it. Carolyn, if your centers aren't puffy enough, just add some more fibers on top and do a little bit of stitching, even maybe by hand, just to tack it on. Sometimes if you do too much stitching with the wash away and then you wash it and then you dry it and you flatten it out more, you might be able to just pick the fibers and get them a little bit looser. Yeah, so that's just what you girls need to do is just, you probably, I think we patted them too dry or we did too much stitching. Just throw some more fibers on top of it. Yeah, for sure, Sandy. I'm sure that if we cleaned this little baby out, it would be like a small mouse living in there. And you guys have seen that many times. I've had to clean it out. Okay, so then we have a quick demo because you guys always forget how to do bindings. And I threw my screwdriver right here. Okay, so quick little at home. If you guys have more than one machine at home, I leave one machine with the free motion foot and then one machine with my straight stitch foot. So this is what my free motion foot looks like. That's what you need to be able to do the scribbling, stitch, or thread painting. And then when you have this, putting your feed dogs down is totally your personal preference. What do you need?
I didn't think that was a very good angle.
Oh, here. Okay. That's what your free motion foot's going to look like.
The other way. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So that now I'm going to put my straight stitch foot on so I can just show you the demo on binding one more time. The glamour is a thread, Jenny. It's a 12 weight thread. It's a 40 weight rayon and then a metallic thread. So it equals out to be, here, I'm going to show you it. Hang on a second. So this is what glamour thread looks like. It's one strand of rayon twisted around a metallic thread. And then it comes in all different colors. You can use it. We asked Bernadette from Wonderful the other day. We called her because somebody wanted to know if you could do it with machine embroidery. And you can. You just don't want to do a really dense design. And then I have it here in an orangey copper color. And I do store them when I'm doing things correctly. I store them in a little Wonder Guard, or we have that tape that's not sticky that you just wrap around it so they don't get tangled and they don't get dust. It just preserves them a little bit. Let's see, what else does it say they can do? With contrasting strands of rayon woven with one strand of metallic, the stunning new 12 weight thread will add a wow factor wherever it's stitched. And then I also use it for hand embroidery. So I just finished a project, so I can show you what it looks like on there. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, Hugo's tape. You are correct. Hugo's tape and the Wonder Guards are basically, in my opinion, the same thing. Okay, so what I did here is I took my strips of 2.5 inches binding. I usually like my binding to be 2 1/4, but because we're doing it with Minky on the back, I had Karen cut these 2.5 inches. So I took them, and where I had to piece them together, I did it on a 45-degree angle so that it would spread out the bulk. And then just trimmed them, ironed it in half with the wrong sides together. Okay. So I sewed that all the way across. And then I started right here and I left a tail. Then you stitch down 1/4 inch. When you get to the corner, you do a 45-degree angle so that when you hand stitch it or machine stitch it, you're going to have this nice corner. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do the 45-degree angle right here. So I sewed all the way around it. Pretend like this is really fast motion. I sewed all the way around and I'm coming to a corner. I always sew with my needle in the down position, except for that a really fun customer broke this machine, so it doesn't have a down position anymore. So I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread because I don't want it to nest. Maybe. So I'm starting back a little bit further than where I left off. You would not have stopped. You would just keep going, okay? I just stopped so that we could do a demo for you. So we're going to start right here. Here's where I stopped. I'm going to start a little bit beyond that just to make sure that it doesn't come loose. I'm going to sew at a 45-degree, I'm going to keep sewing straight, 1/4 of an inch. Then when I get 1/4 of an inch from the end, I'm going to lift up my presser foot. I'm going to pivot my quilt, pull it out like this. I'm going to put it back at a 45-degree angle and finger press it here and then pull it back this way. That's what will get you that really nice corner. And then I'm just going to start stitching. Oh, I don't know. I got all kinds of crazy threads here. I'm just going to trim that so it doesn't bug me. And then I'm going to just stitch here. And if this machine was able to have a needle down position, I would definitely be using it. That way, when you have to stop and adjust, your stuff doesn't move around. And then we're going to, some of you, we did this the other day, and some of you said, oh my gosh, I finally get how you do the ends. So sometimes you have to see a demo 17 million times. And then we're just going to stitch right down to about right here. And I'm just going to kind of do a little squiggly knot, hold it in place so that it secures it. And then we're going to come over here. And this is the beauty of why you don't need a ruler for this. Some people think you might. So I'm going to take my binding. I'm going to cut off one edge here because then I'm going to know exactly how wide, without having to measure and make a mistake. I know exactly how wide my binding is, okay? So I'm going to, oh, I always go too far because I try to like not have to do it twice. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out a tiny bit. So here is where I started. I've got my little tail here. And I'm going to make sure that it's flush here. Okay. And then I'm going to butt this one up right against it. So this is the one that I started with. I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to butt this one up and I'm going to fold it back exactly where it meets my other binding. Here's my cut edge. I know this is the width of my binding because I just cut it off of there. I'm going to lay this down exactly right here, and that will tell me how much binding I need here, okay? So that's a little trick there. I've tried it a billion different ways. This is like the best blonde way to do it. So I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to put them together like this. And I'm going to get a couple of pins. I'm going to pin here and here, and I'm going to stitch right down it, okay? All right, any questions so far? Okay, perfect, Brenda. I called today to order more. So we'll make sure. Of course, Julie, we sell the glamour thread. I would not show you anything that you couldn't easily get. For sure, Victor, this is the easiest way that I've ever found. I'm glad you enjoy it, Valerie. Oh, hi, Fran. How's your vacation going? Okay, so I'm going to take this. You're welcome, Kathleen. I try to dumb it down for a blonde. That way everybody understands it. Okay, so here's the one side and here's the other side. So I'm going to take my pins. I'm going to put them here at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so here it is. If I had done it where I was standing, this is where I started. This is where I folded it over. Now I'm going to take them and we're going to sew it. And you can mark it. If you want it to be super accurate, you could mark it. I don't ever mark it. I just eyeball it. It's good enough for me. But I'm going to pin it here. And now I'm going to sew from here to here. And I kind of double check by folding it over and I see it's both going the right way. If I sewed it from here to here, I would easily, when I kind of fold it over, would say, oh, that's the wrong way. And trust me, everybody who's ever done a binding has sewn it the wrong way once or twice in their lives. So I'm just going to fold this right under here, get it out, and I'm going to line it up with the corner. And I'm going to eyeball it, but you could totally use your ruler and draw a line. And I'm going to pull my pin out because I don't want to sew over it and break something. On this really fancy machine that I tried to have Tony service like 8 years ago, and he said it was too broken and not worth it. And it's just keeps working like a charm. So now I'm going to double check because I don't want to clip it if it's not going to work. But it's going to work. I can see that. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch. If you're really a perfectionist, you might want to line up your ruler and cut it. But that's good enough for me. Now I'm going to iron it open. I'm going to iron it open so it lays flat. And my iron, of course, turned itself off. And then when you lay it like this, just put another little quick iron. And when you stitch it, it's going to be exact. You're not even going to know that that's where your ends met up. All right. Any questions on that? And then I'll take it back to the machine and just sew from here to here. But I don't think you guys need to see that. But if you do, let me know. I'm always happy to show you anything. You're welcome, Patricia. I know. Or bend my pens. Exactly. Okay, come on. Let's go do, I have a couple of giveaways. Here, this is the sunflower that we're working on now. The one that we're doing the wash away that we just demoed. This is going to be the sunflower that's going to go on. Jenny, that blanket is not for sale, but on Wednesday we will have kits for it. But it's super easy. It literally took me probably minutes to sew this quilt top because it's a Villa Rosa pattern and it's just super easy strips. So a cute little dinosaur. And then I just put some fun luxury Minky on the back. I know, I don't know what Roger's going to do on Wednesday. This is part of his tripod. It's a whole sad state of affairs here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Susan Adams, we will do the sunflower class again. And a lot of times we'll do a bedazzled flower class, and you can do any flower you want because we have lots of them. Oh, Sandy, I just put binding on today's. I just did a black binding on today's. Just a super easy, quick binding. I almost always sew my bindings down by hand just because I think it looks nicer. But I just did a simple black binding. I know, Cindy Gygax, because you guys need more stuff. Okay. All right, I got just if anybody wants these jelly roll stickers to remember the dates. Oh, we didn't even turn the lights on in here. I have September 16th, 2023. If you need a sticker to remember Jelly Roll Day, National Jelly Roll Day, I can put these in your basket. Just let me know. Sandy, I don't ever put a sleeve on. It's just an extra step. I just pin everything to the wall, even at home. Well, no, I will say at home, the quilts that I have on the wall at home do have sleeves, and then they have those invisible hangers those metal ones that you don't see. Fran Harris, you already have a sticker in your box. I already did your box this morning. Okay, perfect. I will get those stickers into your boxes, and then I don't know if Angie won this one, but Angie, are you on right now? Here, we're gonna find a new winner. So Roger, you want to just scroll and tell me whose name it lands on? So we have a fun little panel. Angie, if you're here, let me know, and the panel's yours. Otherwise, Roger's gonna pick a different giveaway.
Brenda Harrigan.
Brenda Harrigan. Okay, Brenda. And remember, if you ever win anything here at Fabric Chicks that you don't want, because sometimes we have crazy things, you can always just let us know and we'll throw it back in the giveaway pile. Okay, Brenda Harrigan. And then we have, I wonder if these people must not have been here during the live last time. Okay, who do you have next, Roger? Da-na-na-na. Okay, so while Roger's trying to scroll, we will have a live sale coming up. Jenny Duarte. Okay, we will have a live sale this Wednesday at 4 o'clock. If there's anything that you need, just let me know and we'll put it on the sale. Jenny, a lot of us used the tissue dye to dye these and make them fun, and then we went back in with markers and wrote the words darker. It says, "This is how I roll," and it has a little cute bobbin on it. And then I have some Madeira threads. And it looks like a pre-cut, it's a pattern for mug rug and coordinating fabrics from Quilting Treasures. So you've got Madeira threads and the fabrics to make it and the pattern. Okay, scroll, a lucky winner, Roger. I know I didn't set up my computer, so Roger has to do all the work today. Jenny says, thank you, Roger. Brenda says, thank you.
It keeps landing on the same one.
Oh, poor Angie, I know.
Kathleen Rader.
Okay, so Kathleen Rader, you won the fun jelly roll. Jelly roll, or not jelly roll, the mug rug with the matching coordinating threads. And then there is a fat quarter, it looks like, inside of there. Well, it's probably, now inquiring minds want to know, Kathleen. We have to open it up because it says it is for a mug rug. Oh, it does. It has all the cute little pieces so you can make this fun star. Oh, look at how cute that little kit is. Okay, well, maybe, Kathleen, you'll have to make up that little sample, and then you'll have to do a demo for us. Sounds like so much fun next time you come to visit. Okay, Kathleen Rader won that. Jelly Roll Day is June 16th. It's a Saturday, and we'll probably do a free Zoom, and everybody will have, if you want, we'll have a mystery jelly roll quilt, and we have some other fun things, but it's not till September 16th, so we won't think about it till like the end of August.
September? You just said June 16th.
No, September 16th, sorry. It's definitely 9/16/23. That's National Jelly Roll Day. And when we can get our acts together, we will. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? I'm going to save this for Wednesday, and we'll have these kits on sale. So this is that fun fabric, but the kits are going to be like half price. Okay, so I don't want to show you too much there. Let's see, what else do we have there? Ooh, well, this is a bag of like clips and buttons and random eyelets. If you guys want this, just type in that you want it, some frog closures. If you want it, type in you want it, and then I'll split it up with whoever wants it. Just random stuff. Okay, let's see. What else do we get? All right, Chris, do you have any questions? I don't know if you logged on earlier. I did some free motion demos. So if you have any questions and you guys were in the class earlier today, let me know and we'll do some more demos. I'll have Roger record it so you can see me actually doing it. Okay. All right. I will split that up with you guys. Oh, Peggy, thank you for keeping my calendar straight. I will be in Mexico June 16th. So it's definitely September 16th for National Jelly Roll. Okay. Unless you guys have any other questions, I'm going to go home and climb back into bed. I cannot get over this cold. I don't know why not. All right, we will see you guys on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We'll have a super sale of some sort as soon as we get last week's finished up. All right, have a good night. See you guys later. Bye.